A KVUE Defenders investigation reveals tens of millions of dollars in food assistance benefits have been stolen from Texans in need.
It's part of a nationwide surge in stolen benefits from card skimming and fraud. Investigative reporter Darenisha Heron has been digging into what the state is doing to fix this.
Millions of Texans rely on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, to feed their families. It's funded with your federal tax dollars and is run by the state. But the feds are no longer reimbursing for stolen benefits, leaving the solution to each state. And through our investigation, we found the state of Texas could be doing a lot more to protect families from fraud. There's nothing like Grandma's cooking.
As of now, everybody's like my cooking.
It's a labor of love.
My grandkids the most. My dad said my cooking reminds him of my mom's cooking.
Keeping their favorites on the stove.
My oldest, he likes the white rice.
Has been hard for Esmeralda Morales.
But they like it with butter, yeah.
Providing for 6 people.
Those are my 2 grandbabies. My senior dad lives with me. My 2 grandchildren. My daughter.
Just days before Christmas.
I was at the grocery store and I had the basket full of groceries. I'm like, I'm going to check it again to make sure it got deposited. And so it showed 0. And so like maybe they didn't deposit.
Sure enough, the money was deposited. Looking at her account, $497 deposited at 12 a.m. By 12:56, all of her money was gone. 2 transactions at a Target and Walmart.
The address was somewhere in New Jersey.
From over 1,600 miles away.
And I checked my purse. I'm like, I have my card.
Esmeralda's is a typical case of SNAP fraud against low-income families, a nationwide issue. The U.S. Government Accountability Office found in a 2-year span from October 2022 to December 2024, more than $320 million in SNAP benefits were stolen from nearly 679,000 households across the country. But Texas is among the states hit hardest by fraud. The state investigated its first case in 2022. By the end of 2024, more than $21 million in benefits stolen from nearly 40,000 Texas households. Esmeralda reported her missing money to the Texas Health and Human Services Commission, which manages the electronic benefit transfer system for SNAP recipients in their Lone Star cards. But she could not get reimbursed.
I was just upset. I was crying.
Federal funding for fraud reimbursements expired in December 2024.
I was thinking about how am I going to get groceries for, the 2 weeks, 3 weeks that they last, So I was able to get a loan up the street and they approved me for $200.
So how does it happen? SNAP benefits can be stolen several ways. Phishing, bot attacks, stealing card numbers. But experts say the most common method is card skimming.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Adam Colby is the chief investigator at the Texas Financial Crimes Intelligence Center in Tyler.
We're going to the Digital Forensics Laboratory.
It's the state's investigative hub for card skimming cases.
And this is your typical point-of-sale skimming device.
The devices look like real card readers.
That's how well built these things are.
Colby says the thieves can pop these on any checkout terminal in any store. And when you swipe your card, your data is immediately stolen.
This particular one is Bluetooth, so they don't have to remove it.
And loaded onto blank cards, typically used to buy items to resell.
I'm talking about organized foreign groups.
It happens fast. Watch closely. While appearing to buy groceries, the man in the white hat pulls out the skimmer and pops it on.
And it happens in seconds. I mean, it's, 3-4 seconds at the most. Because of a lot of the lack of controls that we have on our cards, especially our EBT cards.
The Texas Health and Human Services Commission denied our request for an interview, but says the best way to protect your benefits is to manually lock your card when it's not in use. A step Esmeralda says was never mentioned.
And so what did they tell you to do to prevent this from happening again?
They didn't tell me anything. They just told me we'll send you a new card and that's it.
They didn't tell you that you're able to lock your card?
No. They didn't give me no detail, no information.
Colby says the Lone Star cards have outdated technology, using only a magnetic data strip and pin.
And the major reason that it's so easy to steal the information off of these EBT cards, and the Lone Star card in particular, is that there's no chips in these cards. You know, your credit card or debit card and mine, we have a chip in it.
This suggestion isn't new. A 2023 Texas HHS Office of Inspector General report points to chips as a solution. It's a modernization step the U.S. Department of Agriculture has pushed states to implement. But the U.S. Government Accountability Office found the USDA is not fully tracking what EBT card security measures states are taking.
There are a lot of different things that states could be doing, but we don't really have a sense of what is going on and whether it is effective.
The USDA shows only California and Alabama using EBT chip cards for SNAP funds, and only a few other states have them in progress. Texas isn't one of them. The GAO also suggests states look into mobile payments or block out-of-state transactions that are typically associated with fraud. Texas does neither.
The consequences are very dire for families.
We asked Texas HHSC why it hasn't increased EBT card security measures. Their statement says in part, HHSC continues to evaluate changes to EBT technology and a potential timeline to implement them. Funding and guidance from the Texas legislature would be necessary to implement additional security measures.
I get it. You have to create new cards, and there's a cost to it. But I would say weigh the cost of issuing new cards versus of how much money is actually being lost here.
But until that cost is weighed,
It's pretty hard. Yeah.
the impact weighs heavily on people like Esmeralda, who feel the pressure every day to keep their families fed. During the 2025 legislative session, the only legislation proposed to increase card security was Senate Bill 1183, which would have required photos on Lone Star cards for SNAP recipients, but not chips. That bill died in committee. We'll have to wait until the 2027 legislative session to see if additional security measures for SNAP recipients are proposed and passed. Meanwhile, right now on KVUE.com, you can find links to the reports referenced in this story and more information about how to protect your SNAP benefits from thieves. For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Darenisha Heron.